What's up, guys? Excuse me. Lone Driver Mike again, bringing you another video. Guys, what's going on? How's it hanging? Guys, in this video, we're going to talk about running multiple apps. Now, a lot of people are curious, like, how do you do it? Do you turn one off? You know, do you turn them all off if you get one of them? And can you accept two at a time? And won't you get in trouble? And you know, I've been waiting off to make this video just because I'm worried, you know, Doordash will stumble upon it. Oh, he's accepting more than one order, and or Grubhub, oh, he's accepting other orders from other apps, and frankly, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're not late, you don't get caught or whatever. I mean, it's really how you want to run your business. This is like our own business. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to it, it's like, how do you want to run your business? You know what I'm saying? Now, you can run multiple apps. There's nothing wrong with that. Just try not to be late and try not to piss off the customer. Try not to, you know, let's say you get two orders. Let's say you get two orders, one from Doordash, one from Caviar, one from UberEats. You know, just make sure you go in order. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go in order, you know what I'm saying? And certain apps are more strict, you know, and I've been doing one-on-one sessions with like people in my group from the gig economy. It's on Facebook. So yeah, I've been actually tutoring people one-on-one, and so far, I mean, they've been saying, wow, Mike, thank you. You increased my earnings. You increased my earnings for the day. Like, instead of making 100, now I make 200, or, you know, let's say they make a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, if I can help people increase their earnings for the day, I feel like I'm helping others. You know what I'm saying? Because in the end, I mean, I'm not really. I mean, I'm a happy person, but I'm not like super happy with my life. You know what I'm saying? But if I can dedicate my life and help others, you know, make YouTube videos and help others increase their earnings, increase their tips, increase their ratings. If I can help others with my life, then I'm okay with that. Like, if I die alone, if I die, you know, not that happy, I mean, hey, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everyone has a purpose in life. And maybe this is my purpose, just to help others out with Doordash, UberEats, Doordash, Caviar, Grubhub, Uber, Lyft, whatever. I mean, whatever you guys need help with, you know, that's why I make all these videos. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here for you guys. I'm not making any money. You know what I'm saying? I do this to help others. You know what I'm saying? So when I say run multiple apps, you know, that's really up to you. Like, do you want to make more money? Or do you care about your ratings? Do you care about, oh, if you're late or not? And yeah, sometimes I'll get carried away and I'll misjudge, you know, distance and time. Sometimes I'm pretty good with distance and time. If you're not good with distance and time, and oh, this is going 10 minutes that way, this one is going 5 minutes this way, it's along the way, or oh, it's opposite direction, oh, this is going to take me 10 minutes to finish this one, and I still have enough time to finish my Grubhub. I have plenty of time. That's something you have to master, and I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I've mastered that. I've mastered distance, time, what to accept, what not to accept, which apps are more strict and what apps are more lenient. Now, I'm going to say this, if you guys forget anything in this video, the most two strictest apps, I think, in my opinion, after doing this for many years, Postmates is very strict. Okay, they can track you. If you're not heading towards the order, they will reassign it. Also, Postmates, they tell the customer 30 minutes. Most of the time, if you go on the Postmates app, the customer app, it'll say, oh, Postmates, McDonald's, 30 minutes. Whatever restaurant says 30 minutes or less. So that's how quick Postmates is supposed to be. Postmates is supposed to be very quick. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to get there and order it. You know, with Postmates, you got the card. You see what I'm talking about? Other apps, you don't have no card. Grubhub, You don't have to order it. You don't have to use your PEX card or the Doordash or the Postmate card. You go there, you pick it up. You don't have to pay. You don't have to order. Grubhub's like that. Caviar's like that as well. You don't have to pay. You don't have to order. Caviar's like that. UberEats is also like that. You don't need a card. You don't need to order it. It's already done. They got the order. It's done. You say, UberEats, this is my code. Caviar, say Caviar, this is my order number. And with Grubhub, you just tell them the name. Oh, I got Grubhub for John. You go there. It's ready. You pick it up. You're good. You're done. But Postmates, a lot of times you have to order the food. So a lot of times, that's why Postmates, you got to be quick. Get to the restaurant, order it, boom, wait 10, 15 minutes, pick it up, boom, go drop it off. That's how quick you have to be with Postmates. Postmates is very strict. Not only are they strict with as far as like, okay, you got to order the food, then you have to drop it off. The delivery time is a lot less than these other apps like Grubhub, DoorDash, UberEats. They give them more time, 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes more. You know what I'm saying? They tell the customer that. So you got plenty of time. Postmates, it's got to be there in 30 minutes. Because that's what they promise the customer, 30 minutes. That's why people like Postmates. The fees can be a lot, but it's usually supposed to be quick. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be quick. So Postmates, you don't want to fuck up Postmates. Like, let's say, for example, hypothetically, you get a Postmates and a DoorDash. Which one are you going to do? Which one do you think is more important? Which one do you think is going to be late if you don't take it first or whatever? It's going to be Postmates. Now, Postmates, last time I worked for them, last time I checked, they don't give you a specific time frame, but it's always 30 minutes. More or less. It's always 30 minutes. So, and not only that, you got to factor in, you got to drive to the restaurant, you got to order it. Many times you have to order it. And a lot of times, they don't tell you have to order it until you get to the restaurant. Once you slide, you arrived or whatever, it says, oh, order, pay with card or whatever. You know, so it won't tell you, you know what I'm saying, if you have to order. Or if you remember, you're like, oh, this is the restaurant where I have to order it. Now, a lot of times you can actually call it in. I got smart when I was doing Postmates, you know, back in the day, you know, about a year ago. I don't do it no more because the pay is just not worth it. If you don't get tips, it's $4. It's just, to me, it's not worth it. But anyways, that can be debatable. But anyways, back in the day, I used to actually, like, if I knew I had to order, if they did phone orders, I'd call it in. Hey, I want to order to go. This is for Mike. I tell him my name. I would order it, whatever the heck's on the thing. Once I get there, boom. Most likely it was ready, depending on the drive and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So think smart. Don't work too, you know, think smart, not hard. You see what I'm talking about? So if you got to order the food, even sometimes on DoorDash, you have to order the food. Sometimes with restaurants, certain restaurants, you have to order it. I mean, fast food, you can't call it in. You got to go through the drive-thru. So that's different. Okay? But if you know you got to order it with Postmates or DoorDash, you should just call it in. If you can. Make it quick. You know? But Postmates is very strict. The time and also your rating. Their rating, you have to have 4.7. If you go below 4.7, you can get deactivated. Right? That's the... Now with DoorDash, it's 4.5. They're a lot more lenient. You see what I'm talking about? So with Postmates, customers, they will rate you whether you're late or on time, or if it was hot, the food was hot, fresh, if it was made correctly, or the items were wrong. Because a lot of times with Postmates, you have to order it. You call it in, or you get there, you order it, a burger with no guacamole, extra sour cream, or no lettuce, that kind of stuff. That's the type of stuff that'll screw you. If you don't order it right, or if you do it incorrectly, or the restaurant messes up, if it's not hot and fresh and on time, you're going to get a bad rating. And that's how a lot of people on Postmates actually get deactivated, because their rating goes below 4.7. Or I think it might be 4.6, but I'm pretty sure it's 4.7. Once it's below 4.7, I think you're done. You know what I'm saying? Postmates is a lot more strict on your rating. You know what I'm saying? So Postmates, you don't want to mess with. If you get a Postmates and another order, let's say UberEats, Doordash, even Caviar. Caviar is strict too, because they track you. You don't get a customer rating, but Caviar, they track you. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to be late, they actually call you. Because I was late one time, and it was my fault because I was doing another order. They called me up and was like, "What's going on?" You know what I'm saying? So with Caviar will call you and text you and say, "What the heck's going on here? You know, you're going to be late. What's up?" Now, DoorDash won't do that. DoorDash won't do that. They won't call you up if you're late. I mean, if you take too long to pick it up, then yeah, you know. But they don't call you and say, "Hey, you're gonna be late. What's up?" You know, they don't do that. Grubhub, you could be late to your orders, but if the customer calls and if they complain, if the customer complains, that's when Grubhub calls you and says, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" That's the only time they call you. You know what I'm saying? But Caviar, if you're late and they know you're going to be late, even before you're late, because they could see where you're at, they say, okay, they kind of judge it out. Okay, he's going to be late. Like he's over here, or he's not at the restaurant yet. Caviar is very strict. I would say I would out of all the apps, I would say Caviar is probably more stricter than Postmates when it comes to the company calling your ass and saying what's going on. You don't want to fuck up Caviar. You don't want to mess around, because they will give you strikes. You don't get a customer rating, but if you're late or whatever, and you know you're canceling orders and whatever, you're doing some you know, making the orders late on purpose, 3 strikes, you're out. So once I got my first strike, I just said, "Hey, I apologize." I told them whatever story I had. So they took that mark off. They said, "Okay, this is your first warning. It's fine. Whatever." You know what I'm saying? But Caviar, you don't want to fuck with. You really don't want to piss them off, because they do favoritism. You know, like if you schedule yourself, it helps out. But sometimes they favor people. I've noticed that. It's got nothing to do with rating, customer rating. There's no customer rating. You don't have to worry about it. You just get paid. You know what I'm saying? But they favor people. So if you're late to your orders and you're delivering the orders late a lot, it's not good. Especially with Postmates. Not because Postmates will deactivate you, but the customer, since they can rate you and tip you as well, they can deactivate you. Because with Postmates, the customer tips and rates after the delivery. Same with Caviar. Well, you don't get a rating, but you get a tip afterward. You know, you can get a tip before or after the delivery. So, if you forget everything I tell you in this video, Postmates and Caviar, you don't want to be late for no circumstances. I don't care what the heck your excuse is. You know, if you have a legit excuse, you tell Postmates or you tell the customer what happened. With Caviar, you don't tell the customer. You tell Caviar, "Oh, why you're late." They want to know why you're late. Customer doesn't matter. You don't get rated, doesn't matter about the customer. Caviar, they will deactivate you. Customer can't deactivate you, because the Caviar, the company, can deactivate you. If you're late, you're not reporting why you're late. You know, you get on the chat, "Hey, I'm late. Order number, blah, blah, blah. I'm late because the restaurant's backed up. I'm sorry," this and that. They keep tabs on you. You don't want to fuck up with Caviar. That's how they do it. Now, with Postmates, it's different. They don't do that. Like, if you're late, you're late. But it's not, you know, your hands is not in the company. Your hands is in the customer. The customer holds your fate. With Caviar, the company Caviar holds your fate. So you don't want to be late. That's the main thing they worry about. It's like, are you late? Are you completing your orders on time? You know what I'm saying? Are you accepting your orders and trying to cancel them afterwards? That's bad too. That's what they care about. Are you completing your orders? Are you accepting your orders and completing them? And not only that, are you completing them on time? And they hold your fate. Caviar, the customer can't deactivate you. They can't do nothing. Only Caviar can fire you. Postmates, it's opposite. It's the same thing with the time. You got to be on time. You can't be late. Postmates, the customer fires you. Postmate doesn't fire you. Customer fires you. And the reason why I say that is because they go based off the customer rating. See what I'm talking about? They go based off the customer rating. That's how you get fired. 4.7 or higher. Once you dip below 4.7, you might as well kiss them goodbye. You're done. You're gonna have to really, oh please give me, you might as well start begging for 5 stars, because once you go below 4.7, you're done. So with Postmates, you got to be on time. With Caviar, you have to be on time. With Caviar holds your fate in their hands. With Postmates, the customer holds your fate in their hands. They're about the same as far as like accepting the order, not canceling it. You got to accept it, complete it, but you got to be on time. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is Caviar, they'll fire you. You get 3 strikes, you're done. That's how they do it. But Caviar gives you the strikes, not the customers. Postmates is opposite. The customer will give you the strikes when you get 1 stars and 2 stars and 3 stars. Postmates, they just wait until your rating falls below a certain point. Once it falls below a certain point, you're done. You get an email, sorry to inform you, you have been deactivated. That's it. You can't get back on or anything like that. No second chances. With Caviar, I think it's the same way. But you get 3 strikes. So Caviar, they kind of give you a chance at least. You know what I'm saying? They give you 3 warnings. Strike 1, strike 2. The 3rd strike, maybe they give you 1 more. I can't remember. But it's pretty much 3 or 4 strikes. You fuck up 3 or 4 times, you're done. You know what I'm saying? So if you are going to accept multiple apps, you need to be smart about this. And the reason why I know is because through experience, through trial and error, I mean, I've gotten strikes against me, so I know, I've lived it, I've done it. You know what I'm saying? I know firsthand which company is gonna fire you, or which company is gonna is more strict. You know what I'm saying? So let me tell you, Postmates, you don't want to be late. You don't want to be late. Caviar is the same way. Now DoorDash and UberEats and Grubhub. Now let me explain those. Grubhub, you don't get a customer rating. If you're late, you're late. I'm not gonna lie, Grubhub's pretty laid back. UberEats is pretty laid back, and DoorDash is laid back as well. The reason why it's harder to get fired off of DoorDash, UberEats, you get a rating, but it's based off your last 100, and it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You're good or you're bad. And I've been doing UberEats for a year now. I have a 99%, which means out of 100 people, only 1 gave me a thumbs down. And I've been late to UberEats. You know what I'm saying? So with UberEats, you have to really, really, really fuck up and be late a lot to get deactivated. You have to be below 85%, which is 16 thumbs down. I only have 1 thumbs down I've been doing this a year now. So UberEats, don't worry. You're not gonna get deactivated if you're late, believe me. So UberEats is pretty lenient. Grubhub, no customer rating. I mean, they don't want you to be late, but you don't get in trouble for it. As far as I haven't been getting any. I have yet to hear anyone getting deactivated from Grubhub. Once you're on Grubhub, you're good. You're good. You know what I'm saying? There's no. Last time I checked, there's no way to get fired off of Grubhub. I could be wrong, but I've been late. I've been, missing items. I don't know. I don't get no rating, and if I'm late, I'm late. Because they send me late orders also. So you could deliver an hour late or 30 minutes late. It's late, it's late. You don't get rated. And you don't get are you late? Grubhub, they don't call you, why are you late? They don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're late, you're late. You accept it, drop it off. If it's late, oh well, it's whatever. You don't get rated. Grubhub's pretty laid back, but, Plus, Grubhub, they usually give you enough time anyways. So if you do have another order you could pick up, drop off quickly, like a Postmates or a Caviar, always do the Postmates first. Always do the Caviar first, because they don't fuck around. They will deactivate. You'll be deactivated faster on Postmates and Caviar than Grubhub, UberEats, or Doordash. Doordash, very lenient. You need a 4.5 customer rating. You know what I'm saying? So, and the only hard part is to get over that first 100 rides, or orders, I mean. Because it's based off your last 100 orders. So when you first start as a DoorDasher, your ratings can go up and down. But hopefully, by, someone sent me something. Hopefully by 100 orders, hopefully you're at 4.5. They do, DoorDash is somewhat understanding. If you call them up and apologize, whatever, you know, say, hey, I'm new and this and that. If you call them up, they're understanding. You know, they give you a chance. Not like Postmates. They don't give you no chance. Once you fall below that 4 point, I think it's 6 or 7, but it's pretty high. You know, it's higher than DoorDash. So Postmates, they're not very forgiving. DoorDash is. You know, they give you a chance to improve. You know what I'm saying? As long as you call them up, let's say you're 4.4 or 4.0, call them up. Say, hey, I'm sorry, this and that. You just explain you're new, you don't know what's going on. Ask them, well, can you give me advice? Maybe you could give me a reason why I'm getting bad ratings. They might even tell you. They're not supposed to, but sometimes they'll tell you why. Because they have all that information. They all have all the notes and everything. So DoorDash is forgiving. Grubhub, there's no rating. You're late, you're late. You just say, oh, sorry, whatever. That's it. Grubhub is very lenient. DoorDash is lenient. Just be above 4.5 rating. And then, like I said, UberEats, you get rated, but it's almost impossible to get fired. You have to have 16 bad ratings. 16. You know what I'm saying? So that's very, very difficult. So, like I said, you can run multiple apps, but just remember what I told you. You know? Go according to order. If you want to accept 2 or 3, I've accepted 4 orders at once, and it's crazy. But as long as you know which orders are more important, which orders are more strict, which companies are more strict. Postmates is very strict. Caviar is very strict. All right, those two you don't want to fuck around with. But UberEats, DoorDash, and Grubhub, they're a little bit more lenient. I would say, out of those 3, it's a toss-up between DoorDash and Grubhub. They're both, you know, in the air after that, as far as being, you know, being strict and, you know, order of importance. I would say take UberEats last, because, you know, the customer can't track you until you show up to the restaurant. Once you show up to the restaurant, slide it, then they start tracking you. Oh, and on top of that, UberEats, they never harass you and they never call you. UberEats will never call you or never text you or never harass you. Where are you at? Why are you late? All this stuff. So UberEats, I would say out of all of them, they're the most lenient. You know what I'm saying? UberEats is the most lenient. So, I mean, let's just say, hypothetically, you get a lot of orders. Do Postmates first. Well, depending on the time, you know what I'm saying? Use your common sense, because I just can't tell you like, oh yeah, do this one first, do this one second, do this one third. I'm just telling you which apps are more strict, which ones you should do first and do last, you know what I'm saying? But it's also according to your judgment, like time, distance, and sometimes those orders don't work out, so maybe it's in your best interest to just decline that one. It's going opposite way. Postmates goes first, DoorDash, opposite way, I have to order it, or it's going to be a long line. I won't do DoorDash. But then let's say you get an UberEats, you know, they're more lenient. I'll do UberEats, you know. So let's say you do a Postmates and UberEats. You know, do the Postmates first, finish that. Let's say you randomly get a Caviar. Let's say a random Caviar just shows up, right? And you're like, oh, Caviar came in. Look at the time. Do you have enough time to do it? Or is it better to just do the UberEats? You know, many times it's just best to just do the UberEats last, even still. Because UberEats, they don't tell you the destination until you get the order. That's the sad part. So if you forget anything I've said in this video, just remember the top 2 most strictest apps out there is Caviar. They will fire you quick. If you keep delivering late, they'll get 3 strikes, you're out. Caviar will fire your ass. Not from the ratings, the Caviar, the company. They keep tabs on you, they keep track on you. You don't want to fuck around with Caviar. So Caviar is very strict. And Postmates, they're strict because you're not supposed to be late. You get ratings, you get tips. So the customers fire you, not the company. With Caviar, the Caviar company fires your ass. With Postmates, the customer fires your ass because of the customer rating. Postmates, they can't fire you until you get a 4.5 or 4.7. Once you're below 4.7, even at 4.8, they send you a warning email. They say, hey, we're just letting you know, you're going down. So that's how strict they are. So Postmates, you don't want to be late to. Caviar, you don't want to be late to under any circumstances. UberEats, you can be late. It's fine. They're the least strictest app. They don't call you. UberEats, they never call you. They never harass you. They never call you up. Hey, where are you at? Grubhub will call you sometimes, and Doordash will call you. Hey, it's going to be late. What's up? Sometimes Doordash and sometimes Grubhub will do that. Grubhub and Doordash. I would say Doordash is the 3rd strictest app. I would say Doordash. And then Grubhub. They're not too strict, but they're still strict. They still call you and keep tabs on you, but you don't have a customer rating. So I would say Postmates and Caviar's top priority. Postmates and Caviar. Then I would say Doordash is 3rd. 4th would be Grubhub. And last, always take UberEats last. They're not strict. They're not going to call you. They're not going to harass you. You get ratings, but a lot of people, they don't even rate you on UberEats. You know what I'm saying? Unless their food was cold or a very bad experience. You know what I'm saying? And they want to be an asshole, they'll give you a thumbs down. But let's say you're late and the food's hot and fresh. How can they give you a thumbs down? I've been doing UberEats for a year now. What was I saying? Out of 100 orders, your last 100 orders, I only got 1 thumbs down recently. Some guy, whatever, I don't know. But they can't fire you. Once you're below 85%, that means you need 16 bad thumbs down. So that's very difficult to get, actually. So, and plus they don't call you. UberEats, they don't call you, they don't text you, they don't harass you. But like I said, Doordash will do that and Grubhub will do that. So like I said, Postmates and Caviar, deliver those always on time. I don't care what your excuse is. Oh, I love Doordash and I care about my rating. And no, listen to what I'm telling you right now. Doordash is not that strict, okay? Postmates is strict. They'll fire your ass quick. If you keep delivering late, Postmates will fire your ass. And also Caviar. They're very strict. Out of those 2, I would say they're equally important. I can't really pinpoint who's more strict. They're both very strict. So if you get a Caviar and a Postmates at the same time, I would say choose one. Don't take them both, because you may be late to one of them, and you don't want to mess up your Caviar account, or you don't want to mess up your Postmate account. But the rest of the apps you can take. Let's say you get a Grubhub, accept it. If it's worth it, accept it. Doordash, accept it. UberEats, accept it. I've taken 4 at once. You know, I've always did the Caviar first. Then, depending on the time, I'd either take the Doordash or the Grubhub. Usually I would take the Doordash second. Grubhub would be 3rd. And 4th would be UberEats. You know? And when you deliver it, you just say, oh, sorry, I'm late. It was backed up. Or whatever. And that's it. That's all you say. So that's how you run multiple apps. If you want to know more, join my Facebook group. Join my Facebook group. It's called The Gig Economy. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And guys, thanks for watching this video. I know a lot of you guys been asking me for a long time, why don't you make a video on how to run multiple apps and this and that? And finally, I'm just like, you know what? I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, DoorDash or Grubhub, they don't stumble upon this video and they connect me to whatever. But even then, they can't, you know what I'm saying? They can't fire you, you know. I mean, they can admire you and say, wow, this guy has the balls to accept all these orders and, you know, run Grubhub and Postmates, and DoorDash, UberEats, you know, Caviar all at once. And, you know, he's got the balls to do it. It's not that I have the balls to do it. I mean, yeah, but also because I have knowledge of these things. I have knowledge about these companies, and I know who's strict and who's not. I've also ordered as a customer, and I've compared, like, okay, well, are they tracking the driver as soon as possible, or what? You know, so I know. I've been there. I've done that. I've been doing this for 3 years, guys. Same with Uber and Lyft. You know, so I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's how you run multiple apps. And if you're not comfortable with accepting 2 or 3 at once, and nowadays I only do Grubhub and Caviar. Like, I'll only turn on my UberEats and my DoorDash if I'm like slow. If I'm busy with Grubhub and Caviar, I don't even need to turn on my other apps. So I try not to be late to my orders. I do the best I can. But once it's slow, I'll turn on my DoorDash. I'll turn on my UberEats. Just because, hey, it's slow. I'm not making money. I got to make money. But I've had days where I just turn them all 4 on. And I did that on October 1st. I took 43 orders, guys. I have the proof. You don't believe me. I made $320. I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I was so busy, I couldn't keep track of the earnings. So I'm like, well, that makes sense. 43 orders, over $300 I made. That makes sense. But I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't keeping track, but I was just rolling, man. And you can do that. Just like I said, remember my advice, guys. You're getting the best advice from one of the best drivers out there. Like, I'm not trying to brag, but I know exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, like I said, if you forget anything in this video, Postmates and Caviar, don't be late. UberEats, do them last. Doesn't matter. They're they're not that strict. All right. And then Grubhub and DoorDash, they're kind of in the middle. So you know, and they give you a delivery time too. So go use your common sense. You know what I'm saying? Use common sense. Use basic knowledge. Okay. Grubhub goes first, and then after this, you know, Grubhub goes at 3. I have to deliver by 3 o'clock, and then DoorDash has to be there by 3:10. So you use common sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying do it exactly how I say it, but like I said, if you forget anything in this video, don't be late to Postmates. Don't be late to Caviar. They'll get your ass if you're late a lot. Believe me, they're the two most strictest. Strictest apps out there for food delivery. You don't want to be late. Caviar, no late orders for Caviar. No late orders for Postmates under no circumstances, unless you have a legit reason. And then on Caviar, you tell Caviar through the chat, hey, I'm late because of this reason, X, Y, and Z. With Postmates, you tell the customer, hey, I'm sorry I'm late. This is what happened. That's how you do it.